Hi guys, I hope that you're all doing well. We're here with a general reading. Before we get started, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I'm seeing something you feel sure about something. Seems like there's been like reassurance, confirmation that you are moving in the right direction. And there's a sense of security that you feel because of that. So there could have been a question where you were wondering, like, am I in the right spot right now? Am I on the right track? Maybe trying to assess something out for yourself or like evaluate something. And it looks like there is a confirmation of that in whatever way your guides are communicating that with you. Something that helps you feel, yeah, definitely like a sense of security in that everything is good. There could be something that you're doing that you're waiting to see if it's going to pay off for you. Can be at a point in time where like you're putting the work in right now and you're waiting to see that kind of balance out, like even get something back for what it is that you're doing. Something is balancing out. It's actually going to turn out exactly as you wanted to. It's just going to take a little bit of time to get there. With Temperance and the Nine of Cups, what this says is that there is a dream, there is a wish, there's a desire for something very particular to come to fruition. You are on your way to making this happen. Don't give up, don't quit, keep doing what you're doing. Keep chugging along. This can be related to actually a big dream of yours, or like even a big statement of yours that you're making. Something that you're doing that feels connected with your purpose. Like, let's use an example. Say there's like a career that's always felt really important to you, or like an activity, something like that that you've always wanted to explore and see if you can do it for a living. You may be at a point where you're just starting off, or kind of in the midst of like building up whatever this is that you're building up towards. This seems like a desire or wish that feels very important to you, and it's connected with what it is that you're doing and finally seeing something materialize. And having Temperance here, it's like we need to be patient and like give this time to adjust. I see Temperance as also there being like divine timing at play, especially when it comes to this thing that you have your sights set on. And with Aquarius on the bottom of the deck with the star, this can be like a big dream of yours or something that you're really hoping for, and also something that feels very much in alignment for you. So it is something that's going to be happening. It's just a matter of you putting in the work right now and doing what needs to be done and really sticking with it. Temperance is about continuing to pursue what's important to you and continuing like moving along in alignment and to not give up. It's about consistency. It's about you showing up. It's about you working things out and figuring things out until you get there too. Wow, look at that. We have the sun as well. So whatever this is that you are going to, I'm seeing something feel very, very happy. For some of you, this is a relationship. Maybe this is what you've been... I'm seeing something that... to have the sun next to Saturn here, there could have been a lot of challenges and a lot of kind of cutting back to get to really the point of where you were trying to go. And with Saturn here, this can be a struggle where it's like, this has been taking maybe like seemingly years for you to get to this point, or it just feels like it's taken a lot of energy. With the sun and Saturn next to each other, you may feel like it can be like a decreased vitality sort of energy where you may not be feeling like you have as much energy. You just feel like the cycle has been really grueling for you, especially like needing to stick with this, needing to be patient, and having this thing. With the Nine of Cups, it reminds me of like having a vision board or something, and you have this very particular picture, and you're like, I'm not going to give up until I achieve that, or until I get that, or until this materializes in my life, whatever this is for you. And this is like, you don't give up until you get there. And the sun is kind of like, it's become obvious now how important this thing is for you. So maybe you're also getting more sure about what this is that you want in your life. Also, like more even intentional. And with this here, this means like we're getting very close to that point where something is going to be materializing for you. Also with Saturn, it's like you put in the hard work, you put in the consistency, you show up, you get done what needs to get done, you become effective, you become intentional, all of those things, and then you end up getting what it is that you want at the end of the cycle. And with this here, this is like a completion, like you graduated, something important is going to happen now, kind of like you will see the end result of something once and for all is what I'm hearing. With Saturn, it definitely can be something that took some time to happen because Saturn moves very slowly. And this would have been something difficult or tricky for you personally, where it felt like a challenge. Because Saturn is about challenging you, but it's not for no reason. It's not arbitrarily being challenged. It's to help you to grow and to learn and to mature and to develop. Kind of like bringing you more into adulthood. Wow. So something has been taking a really, really long time is what I'm seeing. Like, feeling like it's been ages. This does look like it's connected with another person. Yes, that's confirmation. This has to do with another person. It looks like a connection with another person, meaning a very particular type of relationship that you are manifesting with someone. So this isn't just like your normal casual relationship. This is something that feels very significant. Two of Cups is feeling like a soulmate energy with somebody where you feel understood, where you feel like you guys connect. It's like effortless chemistry, things like that. Almost like you've known this person before. This is what's manifesting for you. So I guess this is a singles read, huh? I guess too, it can be in other areas of your life. Like it could be a partnership. It can be like somebody that you work really well with too. It can also be platonic. It can be romantic as well. What in the world? I'm seeing a tower happen. So you're waiting and you're like, I'm in the queue. I see 10 more people ahead of me in line. I know that I'm going to be here for a little bit still, but I'm seeing that we're kind of moving up and making progress. And then all of a sudden the tower happens. So as you're in the queue, something unexpectedly pops up. This will cement something for you is how I'm seeing it. So this illuminates something. It makes something clear. Which is interesting because the tower can be kind of chaotic where it's like everything's up in the air. I don't know what's happening, but I'm actually seeing this sort of like break something open for you. So yeah, I'm seeing this be something that you end up feeling a sense of like joy and happiness and connection because the sun is after the tower. So this would be like a good surprise type of energy. All right. I will say this too, for those of you that, whatever this is that you've been manifesting, for many, many, many of you, I'm seeing that this is about another person, but regardless, for like the few of you that this is not, we are including you as well, of course. Whatever this is that you're manifesting, you may have gotten to a point where you're like, I have just accepted the fact that this is going to take time. I have accepted that, it's not just going to happen instantaneously. It's kind of like a tall order that you've given to your guides of what this is that you're looking for. And so you've gotten to the point where, again, you've like accepted this waiting. And I'm seeing you be in a spot where you think, again, like you're going to be waiting for a while. Still, this is like in the middle of the queue, maybe more closer towards something manifesting, but still being in a spot where it's like clearly not ready to take it out of the oven yet, but then something ends up happening. So you think that you're going to be waiting still for a while, and you've again accepted this, like, I'm going to be here for a little bit still in this line waiting. It's going to be worth it to me. I see the people ahead, like I'm going to be there soon, whatever this is that you're telling yourself. And it's like all of a sudden you're at the front of the line. All of a sudden, very surprising. It's like person comes out of the building and they're like, hey you, and they bring you all the way to the front of the line. So something, I'm telling you, something gets ready really quickly. This is like waiting, and then the tower happens. And it's like, oh, I didn't realize that this was done yet. And then that thing that you want finally. This is the materialization of this. This is like planting seeds in the garden. You wait until they come to fruition. This is them actually coming to fruition. That's a materialization of whatever this is that you want. So it seems too like this has been, I'm seeing this be like a Saturn ruled lesson, which as we said before, I'm telling you, this is going to come out of nowhere. As we said before about Saturn, when you are dealing with Saturn and it has something to do with what it is that you're manifesting, Saturn is about boundaries. It's about like doing things in a way where you are like hardworking and diligent and putting in the work. It's not about cutting corners. Like if you try to cut corners with Saturn, you're going to get sent to detention essentially. And then you're going to have to like repeat things over again. So you kind of get the restart button gets set. But if you're really doing something properly, like what Saturn comes to show is that if you do things in the way that it's meant to be done, if you do things in a way that is in alignment with your values, truly, then, and you put in the hard work and the consistency, you get whatever it is that you want. And the thing with Saturn too is that this is like an actual physical materialization of something, but it takes time. It's something that it's going to be a process, and there's so much like growth and maturation and so many skills that you learn through this whole process where it's like, okay, you've earned this. That's the sense with Saturn. So this is going to be happening. I am seeing the moon at the bottom of the deck. So it feels like a moment of like you have not seen this happen. Like the present has not been delivered yet, but it's going to be. It's like the due date of this or the delivery date has not yet been revealed, but I am seeing that this is going to be showing up for you. All right, let's keep it moving. This may have been also challenging both when it comes to the throat chakra in general, so your receptivity and also like making decisions, air energy has to do with the psyche space, listening, speaking, connecting with what's around you, reception. It seems like this has been about getting really deliberate and specific, like matching the insides and the outsides. Like when you want something, verbalizing that and being intentional with the way that you're speaking as well, the conversations that you're having, what you're telling yourself. Seeing a lot of self-reflection. Looking at Sag, Mars, the Sun, and Saturn. Wow. There's been a lot of letting go too. Holding on to what's important to you, and also letting go of anything that's weighing you down unnecessarily. To have the Chariot here, the Chariot is about overcoming obstacles successfully. It's about using your wit and your intelligence to maneuver through things, especially on the emotional end, because it's Cancer. So there may have been like a combination of your air energy and your water energy to maneuver through this, like synthesizing the two and getting them to work together. Seems this has also been about making decisions too. So if you had kind of been, if you have preferences, it's about making decisions. For some of us, we kind of like move through life in a way where it's like, okay, if that's happening, I'm kind of just going to go with the rhythm. I'm going to go with the flow and letting go of preferences. For those of us that move through situations and we do have particular preferences of like, I don't want to do this or I do want to do this, it's about like aligning things with what's going on in your heart, the Chariot, and verbally, like what you're agreeing to and what you're communicating and all of that. It's matching the systems is what I'm hearing to let things move. I do keep seeing the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles can be a stubborn energy where we can hold on to something but it ends up like really weighing you down. But it's also about holding on to what's important to you. So you may be evaluating right now, like, what do I need to hold on to right now that I do not want to let go of and it's non-negotiable for me? And then what am I holding on to that's not like helping me anymore, or it's not relevant to me anymore, or it's not resonating with me anymore? Am I sticking myself in a box that I don't need to be put into? You know, am I limiting myself in some way? So yeah, checking in that way. It can also be like kind of holding on to something very tightly as well. So I see the Four of Pentacles as also being guidance to kind of loosen your grip if you feel like you're squeezing anything too tightly. Okay, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.